Good morning, everyone. This is Sairaj Vasa. Today, I'll be explaining about the IT global outsourcing and Slack technologies IT strategy. Introduction to the global IT outsourcing. Outsourcing of information technology is a strategic business model wherein a company contracts other firms in other countries to perform its IT tasks. Sometimes it entails offshoring, which involves sending out the job to an area with cheaper labor, specialized skills, or availability of the round clock functioning in contrasting time zones. This is pointing to the swift growth of global IT outsourcing due to the ability of the concepts of cut costs, increase efficiency, and access a global pool of talent. However, the advantages of outsourcing mean that a new issue arise, missing the feeling of ownership when it is hard to explain the job to a remote contractor, risks of security and powerlessness when a contractor becomes the only source for the website's work. Benefits of global IT outsourcing. Cost reduction. One of the greatest benefits of outsourcing is the ability to cut various operation costs in the company. In its simplest form, companies can cut costs drastically by outsourcing operations to the many establishments located in developing countries with relatively cheaper labor force. This enables organizations to invest more heavily in important business processes such as innovation and customer service. Access to global talent. Outsourcing provides the opportunity to find candidates around the world with a specific knowledge base difficult to obtain locally. This is especially useful for companies that seek specific and specialized technical talent, such as for software development or data analytics, cybersecurity. Scalability. Outsourcing is also flexible and can scale up or down depending on the company needs. It is easy for enterprise to add or reduce outsourcing services depending on market condition or a project's need. This agility assists company in dealing with the growth without having to start major investments in physical and financial assets. Focus on core business. Removing activities from customer support, IT maintenance, routinary development, or any other process that are not central to organizational core competence helps organization in enhancing areas that are strategic, novel, powerful, interesting, or vital. 24 by 7 operations. Demands for outsourced teams in different time zones make it possible for companies to offer around the clock service. Few businesses organizations having international clients in their list of customers will prefer to have their backbone in one country, the operations of which are restrict to that continent time frame. Drawbacks of global IT outsourcing. Communication barriers. One problem with outsourcing is that it may result in communication breakdown owing to language differences, cultural differences, and time differences. These issues can cause unconstructive differences that result in confusion, time delays, and compromises, or low productivity in the body's project. Quality control. Order control is a problem that organizations face when sourcing since it may be challenging to maintain consistent quality. The problem that may be experienced by the companies is that the quality of service or product may vary across the different vendors, mostly if they are in different regions of the globe. Security risks. There is always a security risk associated with reporting confidential business information to third party contractors. Any business engaged in the outsourcing of IT functions that include client information, patients, or monetary data depends to suffer from a breach or an intrusion. Vendor dependency. When firms outsource important business processes, they may be forced to surrender major organizational processes to outsourcing partners. Hidden costs. Outsourcing worked for the company in that at first it looked cheaper to hire outside suppliers, but in the management of the outsourcing arrangement, relationship have expensive implications. Overview of Slack Technologies IT strategy. Slack, now a Salesforce company, is a collaboration software that provides a set of communication tools for teams or business located in the cloud. Slack's IT strategy is focused on building an business friendly utility that supports a company's needs and is secure, flexible, and engaging. Slack is well recognized for its ability to use internal and external resources in carrying out IT functions, with a very important consideration on issues of flexibility, innovation, and internationalization of products. Key aspects of uh, Key aspects of the Slack's IT strategy. Cloud native SaaS technology model. Slack offered itself as a SaaS company that offered a platform that can be accessed from the part of the world. Well, this model of development is quite clearly cloud native. It is scalable, flexible, and updated constantly. All elements essential to the stack. Emphasis on security. Security is the focusing Slack IT plans. Since Slack is business communication data handler, the privacy and sanctity of such data is imperative. Thus, the reason why encryption is core to the Slack functionality. The company also uses a lot of resources to ensure that its platform, together with users, is well protected against any of the attack. Innovation in AI. Currently, Slack implementing emerging technologies including AI and ML in its products. The application areas of AI include making search components more advanced, implementing computerized processes, and enriching the user interface. Role of outstanding outsourcing in Slack's IT strategy. Global IT sourcing is identified to be the applied by Slack technologies in several aspects that are central to its functioning. This kind of outsourcing strategy helps Slack to be more flexible, control the expenditures on operations, and concentrate on product development and innovation, as well as taking benefit from outside professionals. Key areas of outsourcing. Software development. Slack devotes outsourced elements of software development for the product where it makes the most sense to outsource for non-critical or time-consuming activities. This not only releases internal development teams to work on strategic priorities, such as building new functionalities into products, security, and the implementation of breakthrough technologies including AI, ML, among others. Customer support. Customer support is through outsourcing at one time and is reachable at any time of the day. This way, Slack can make sure that users from around the world are getting help in the right time with the help of external vendors. Data analytics. Like most modern internet companies, Slack also subcontracts data processes and analyzes tasks to specialized third parties. This enables the company to include a state of the art analytical function and skills to improve and refine the platform, as well as gain precious insight on how best to maximize the product usability and functionality. Impact of outsourcing on Slack IT strategy. Cost efficiency. Outsourcing of some of the communication IT functions is advantageous to Slack in that it helps them cut costs while at the same time ensuring that they deliver their services to the highest level of efficiency. The strategies formed by this cost reduction approach release the spending ability to be used to support and fund improve products and premier strategies. Agility and scalability. Outsourcing lets Slack avoid the problems associated with developing a fixed infrastructure, which allows the company easily increase or decrease its activity depending on the market needs. Focus on the core competencies. This way, Slack can align its focus on the areas most relevant to its business, which are the creation of new features, the refinement of collaboration and productivity instruments, and the optimization of existing platform. Challenges and mitigation strategies. Um, as with any case of outsourcing made by a business organization, Slack Technologies has a number of benefits to outsource, but there are some challenges when it comes to outsourcing and working with the special external suppliers and so on while aiming to optimize business expectations. Challenges. Data security. Contracting out activities related to IT and operations that would require important information puts Slack at a risk experiencing cases of insecurity. To counter this, Slack has stringent security measures. It performs constant checks on the vendors it works with and encrypts its messages. Vendor management. Network of outsourced vendors are often difficult to manage, whether managing a few vendors or thousands of them. Not to mention when the organization has to coordinate them across the time zones. As for the above challenge, Slack ensures to put in place communication channels so as to reduce on the degree of ambiguity, develop performance measures, and maintain a close relationship with its vendors. Cultural and communication differences. A major disadvantage of establishing outsourcing relationship with vendors in other countries is that the people from different countries are bound to have the different beliefs, values, and perceptions. In its efforts to address these challenges, Slack takes the bold step of creating an inclusive company culture that promotes teamwork while at the same time leveraging on information and technology to narrow down the communication divide as much as possible. Conclusion. Stack Technologies employs global IT sourcing appropriately to expand its operations, cut expenses, and maintain its strategic direction, automating functions that are not central to Slack's business and therefore can be performed by third parties, will allow it to provide customer support and perform data analytics while keeping it focused on unique aspects of its service. However, the company has to know and avoid problem areas such as data security issues, the relations and vendors and language barriers. In conclusion, therefore, global IT outsourcing is strategic force that can enable the survival and growth of such medium-sized enterprise as Slack today's business environment. Thus, by properly utilizing external resources, Slack can concentrate on creation of its value proposition and control operational expenses and global expansion. Here are the references from which we took the data in the above presentation. Thank you.